another episode of The Plug on Visioncast Radio. Today's guest, we have 3ality with a special interview live here from Vision Fest 3.
Fuck yeah.
All right, man. So, how do you like Vision Fest? How was it, man?
Well, it was dope. You get to come out to this stuff, and it's all about meeting new people that you never met before,
Yeah.
and adding members to the family, and adding people that fuck with your vibe, and we all come together and we support each other and just fucking do the thing.
Fuck yeah, man. I like that enthusiasm too, man. Like, you got love for this shit. You have a passion for what you do, and I think a lot of people will gravitate towards that as well, man.
Fuck yeah.
I've known you for years. I know that you're a fucking good person, man, and I know that fucking all you want to do is just have a good time with good people and just rock the fuck out, man.
Exactly.
So, I know where you're from because we come from the same place, man, but why don't you let everybody who's watching this know where you're from?
Well, 3ality was born and raised in Schenectady, New York, which was the capital 200 years before Albany was, and is 55 minutes away from this year's Vision Fest. So, Schenectady represent 518 upstate New York. Fucking shout out forever and
Hell
always.
yeah, upstate New York. Let's go. 518. Hell yeah. So, I know what it was like as a kid growing up in the 518. What was it like for you? Because for me, it was pretty fucked up, dude.
I was an only child with four adults in my household. So life was not bad. My family did a good illusion of making me think everything was awesome and normal.
Mm.
I didn't find out till I was an adult that we were like poor.
No shit.
So out of my immediate friends, I was like the the friend where we all came to my house.
Yeah.
My grandmother gave us rides places, and like it wasn't very often that I got to go chill out at my other friends' house. So that's what made me think like, oh my, we must be doing okay.
Yeah.
I got like four adults pooling to give me good birthdays and Christmases
That's
and shit
funny.
like that. But man, when I turned 8 and I met my childhood best friend, shit got crazy. We learned how to skateboard. We would go fucking running around and playing on the train tracks and shit. And I was only 8, 10, 11 years old. There was this one time where I like my family thought I got lost and was gonna call the cops, and they got mad pissed when I got home. I thought I was gonna get my ass kicked. But so now being older and being a father, I'm like, yo, if my daughters ever went missing at their age, I would be losing my shit. So it's like now I understand what I put them through 20 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, it's funny that you say that too, because like my daughter, my stepdaughter, she's like got this illusion too, because like I'm a rapper, that I got like all this fucking money and shit, dude. And it's like, no, dude, we're poor. And like, I think it's finally starting to settle in, dude, because like a couple weeks ago, I bought paper towels, and she's like, we must be balling. I'm like, why you say that? She's like, we got paper towels.
Yo, it's cool because after doing this shit for so long, there's like an illusion. So it's like doing the same old shit, trying to show new people your music.
Yeah.
I've had some people be like, "Wait, you're not famous?" I'm like, "No, unfortunately, I'm still kind of poor. So
Yeah.
if you keep supporting me, help my three daughters out, maybe I'll become famous."
I totally fucking get you there, man. All right, so next question I got for you. We're gonna dig deep into why 3ality makes music and who he is. So, like, what got you into making music? Who were some of your biggest influences, man?
All right, so this is like, it could be an easy question and a hard question to answer at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was definitely born to make music as long as I can remember. So there was a point in time where my uncle, like, he introduced me to video games, but then he also introduced me to wrestling theme songs, which eventually introduced me to music. I remember being in second grade and being the only kid who like knew all the words to every song on the radio. And that was also around the time where you would come home from school just in time to fucking see Eminem getting number one on the MTV countdown.
Yeah,
Or
I
whatever.
remember watching like Fuse. Like, that's not even a fucking music like channel anymore. But like Eminem was like always on Fuse, bro. And sometimes they even have like Eminem marathons where it's just all his music videos all day.
So no matter what it was, listening to music, there was a time before the internet existed, and you could just go to AZ Lyrics or whatever.
Hmm.
I would write down the lyrics to songs just so I could learn them or memorize them and try to figure out what the hell they were. And then it would get to a point where I don't know if it started off as like poems and learning poetry in school and stuff,
Yeah.
but writing lyrics, writing raps, writing rock songs, metal songs. When I was in 10th grade, it was a legit goal to try to start a rock band or a metal band, but
Mm.
everybody's not either talented enough and or dedicated enough to do what it takes to um, make a band.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
down the road, I don't know if you want me to tell that part right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I was at a fucking New Year's Eve party one day, and a homie that I knew from high school told me how he had a show coming up, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking cool." So the next day, I was like doing some spring cleaning, winter cleaning, whatever you want to call it. It was
Hmm.
literally New Year's Day, and I'm listening to music, and the urge to write something came to me, and for the first time ever, before I just wrote random lyrics in my phone, I went to YouTube, I searched for a beat, and I wrote to it. And that was the start of everything
Mm.
because that was like, all right, I'm in it now. I'm finally doing it. So I started writing another song and another song. And then I searched for my first opportunity, got my first live show. This, that, and the other thing led to me after I recorded maybe two or three songs, asked the homie what was up. He showed me what to get. I dropped $1,100 on my first ever studio, and
Hmm.
you've recorded there.
Yeah, yep. Sleepless Studios, man. We spent plenty of fucking nights not sleeping recording in that bitch. Fucking lot of nights. And it's progressed over the years and shit like that. And I don't know if you started it when you were on Forest Road in Schenectady, but
Yep, we're on
okay, so then
my current address would be the fourth rendition.
no shit. So yeah, I have been at the original, which is kind of pretty fucking cool. You know, that's awesome. Fucking let's see what other questions we got here for you, man. So why do you do it and who do you do it for? Like what's your motivation, man?
So I guess like in the very beginning, I guess I didn't start at an early age because I had no urge to do it for myself.
Right.
So if I started officially in 2016, that means my daughters were already like 3 and 2 years old,
Yeah.
and I needed to do what I was meant to do. I needed to find a lane that was gonna one day help me feed my children and bring all their hopes and dreams to life,
Oh yeah.
because the goal is to be a successful music artist and at the very least get to a moment of financial stability so that you can not have to worry about bills anymore, not have to
Yeah.
worry about what you're going to eat or what you're going to buy. You can just go into a fucking restaurant if you're hungry and be like, I want that, not care about how much it costs.
Mhm.
I have 3 kids, so that's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting them whatever they want, take them wherever they want to go. Because there's nothing shittier in life than having to tell your kid no. Like
Yeah.
I can't, daddy can't afford it.
Yeah.
But so get into at least a financial stable spot. I'd be happy, and then sky's the limit. I've been telling everybody all the time, especially here at Vision Fest the last 24 hours. It's a snowball effect, a domino effect, whatever you want to call it. As long as you never give up and you keep at it, you gotta progress. You can't do the same things. You got to make sure you're getting yourself out there,
Yeah,
taking more
absolutely.
opportunities, making more songs, better, whatever. And just you've seen it ever since we were kids. Talent's only a part of it. There's marketing, there's your image, the money that you can put into it,
Oh yeah.
because any business in the world, you got to spend money to make money.
Yep.
But there's completely garbage people that the world thinks is famous or thinks is rich, even though they're like owned by a music label or
Oh yeah.
something. So as
A
long as
lot
you,
of a lot of these rappers they actually live off of credit, and a lot of people don't understand that. Is like just because they have good credit is the whole reason they have fucking big ass chains on their necks, all
yeah,
these fucking cars, and most of these cars are
and
fucking
one day
rentals.
the fucking music label's gonna take all that shit
Yeah,
back.
absolutely.
And
Especially if they're not making money off of the artists.
now, especially as of the last year or two, I don't remember when he did that interview, but we got to shout out Jelly Roll. He is in his 40s.
Mm,
He just won Music Artist of the Year
yep.
or New Music Artist of the Year for country or whatever.
Yep.
So he's got to be at least 10 years older than me. So why the fuck would I give up? Why would I quit?
Right, right,
When I'm
absolutely.
40 years old, I could be the new music artist of the year.
Fuck yeah. What's awesome about that too, man, is like a lot of the venues that we perform at, like 'cause you perform a lot of the same venues that I do. Um, that's where Jelly Roll got his start too, man. Is that most of these venues that we're at, man? Like I've pulled up to at least like four venues that have like, yeah, Jelly Roll's been here before.
You know what the really beautiful thing is?
What?
The song that launched Jelly Roll's career was
Save me.
was recorded under Tech Nine's fucking side label.
Oh
The
yeah. Yup. That was yeah. What was that? It goes up. Yeah,
Yep, It
that's what.
Goes Up.
Yeah.
So Save Me was an It Goes Up production.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how did you get the name 3ality, and what does it exactly mean?
Well, I used to go by Deranged. That was going to be my first ever music
Dude,
artist
yeah, but
name.
there's so many rappers named Deranged, bro.
And
I'm
and
glad you didn't
and
do
it,
that.
and it honestly felt way too juggalo-y, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to put myself in a box. And we've talked about that many times
Oh
before.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not a juggalo rapper. I'm a juggalo that raps. I
Yep.
want to appeal to the world.
I actually had an argument with somebody about that the other day. They're like, "Oh, that's the same thing." I'm like, "No, dude,
Nah,
because you got
my
people
name
like."
isn't Murder Psycho Man. My name is 3ality because I want to be able to appear to all
Yeah,
audiences.
so like I had this like argument in comments the other day. I don't even know why I stooped this low and let this dude get on my nerves, but like I felt the urge. I was like, I have to speak.
You know you're right, and you need to get your
Yeah, so
point
I had
across.
to like speak my part, man. But I was like, bro, don't you ever disrespect Gravediggers or insane poetry like that, because these are horrorcore rappers that came out before Juggalos were even fucking thought of, dude.
So I'm sitting there one day because I'm ready to make this shit real,
Yep.
and I'm like, I need a name change. And at this point in time, I was really, really sick of the state of music and being fake as fuck and whack and just no real stuff's played on the radio anymore.
Yep.
So I'm just sitting there bouncing ideas through my brain like realness and reality. And for some reason, when I say reality, three is my favorite number because I was born in the month of March,
Hmm.
and reality just came to my head. Literally as simple as that. I was like, that shit is actually pretty cool. I
Fuck
could have
yeah.
a number in my name. I can, and that's what I went with. And a lot of people tell me they like it and how unique it is and all
Hell
that
yeah,
stuff.
it is actually a very unique name. Like I've never seen that name anywhere else. And like I said, you were gonna call yourself deranged, and there's like fucking 10 different deranged juggalo rappers. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
deranged vicious. I'm deranged psycho. I'm deranged hatchet man. Like
Yeah, I feel that, bro. I definitely can relate to that. And like, listen, I'm not hating on juggalos. I'm just hating on the juggalo rappers that cater
listen,
to a fan base to
dark
not
dark lotus
get in
cross
their
on my
own shit.
forearm. We don't fucking disrespect juggalos because once you're down for life, yo.
But that's ICP's fan base. Let them have their own fan base. Come up with your own, bro. For real, for real. I mean, you might have some juggalos that fuck with your shit and will come to your shows and be one of your fans, but come up with your own genuine fan base.
Everybody likes what they like.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am a juggalo. I love juggalos, but now Magic Ninja's a whole separate thing.
Yeah.
LSP's its own thing. Technicians are their own thing. I want stands and everybody's fan base. I want
Yep.
to become my fan base. And then, I don't know if I'll ever come up with a legit name. I know people that follow me are the Phoenix fam.
Yep.
Um, but I did have a name for it at once. It was like I can't think of it right now, but I'll talk about that later. But it's like, everybody's got the thing that they vibe with. There's music is made for everybody
Hmm.
because there's 7 billion people in this world.
Yeah, I
So
feel you.
if, ICP is your favorite thing, but you still like everything else, that's awesome
Yep.
because Eminem might be somebody's favorite thing, but they still listen to everybody else.
Yep.
So one day reality will be somebody's favorite thing and they still like everything else. One
Yeah.
day, skeezus will be somebody's favorite thing and they'll still listen to everybody else.
Yeah.
And we're all just putting our ingredient in the pot and hoping that everybody eats it up.
Yeah, that's a fact. Otherwise, they're gonna be like, "Man, this tastes like shit."
Fuck rap. I only like country. And even rap is taking over country now too.
It's yeah, no shit. Vice versa too, though, because they're both boiling into each other.
Exactly. All music's blending into one.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
Country
fact.
became pop. Now country's becoming rap.
Yeah, everything's just becoming pop. That's really all it is. Um, so when you write a song, do you find a beat first and then write the song, or do you write a song and then find a beat, or have a beat crafted to what you wrote?
Well, I definitely do both. Um, at this point in my career, I still have never had like a super exclusive beat that I paid for to be crafted the way like I wanted it to be. But you find a beat, you vibe with it, you come up, an idea pops in your head, and you're like, all right, cool. And you fucking start writing. Sometimes you might write the hook first. Sometimes you might write the verse first. Then you might even write two or three verses and then just let the hook come after you like are summarizing the idea of your song.
Yeah.
But then sometimes, like I said, you're just chilling and lyrics pop in your head. You write the lyrics, maybe you write a verse, and then you're like, okay, one day I gotta find a beat that this is gonna fit to. Or
Hmm.
if you buy a beat with like a pre-made hook, or you pay somebody to do a hook, and you let them, you give them creative freedom, and then you write your verses around that hook.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to do it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I definitely feel you on that. I find that it's easier to write if you have a beat because you have something to follow as far as like formatting your cadence and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But
How many times have you sat there and listened to just 20 beats and then all of a sudden you're like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's a good idea. I like this beat. And then you'll throw that beat in the fucking, your choice of whatever and put it on loop and you just write. And you're
yeah,
like, yeah,
absolutely, man. I totally get that.
the song makes you sometimes.
Yeah, it does. It does. I definitely agree with you on that. So, who in your family is most important to you, and why are they most important to you?
That is the most randomest question.
I ask everybody. It's in my list of questions, man.
uh,
If you don't like the questions, you can leave.
you can't really answer that without offending people, right?
Yeah, because like your whole family's gonna be like, "What? You don't like me the most, man?" But
So first of all, I have three kids. That's my family. All three
that's
of
you know what. And if any, okay, so that's your answer right there, because that's the first thing that came to your head.
if I
Your
was
three kids are what's most important to you. And if anybody fucking hates on you and your family for that, they're fucking pieces of
but
shit.
see, I feel like that's a cop out for me because it's like, oh, thank God I have kids now. I don't gotta now I don't gotta pick a family member.
Yeah, but at the same time, like what I just said was very true. If you just said it, bro, it's the first thing that came to your head. You know what I mean? And like fucking, like I said, if they don't understand, then they're gonna have to fuck
Exactly.
off. Hell yeah, man. Well, my next question is actually a pretty good question for music artists that are coming up because I get a variation of different answers most of the time. They're all kind of the same with a little twist at the end, but sometimes I get surprised and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, that's a great idea."
All right.
But so would you take a record deal or would you stay independent?
um, Depends on who's offering the record deal.
Yeah, obviously, but
What
like, okay,
what what's in the contract? Like, am I completely selling my soul to you? Do you keep all of my masters? Um, at this point in my career, we've talked about this before. A a label really could help you, but it's good to have a short term deal so that that label can help you get your name out, and then you can go back to doing your own thing.
hmm
It wouldn't be like, oh, psychopathic signed me, so now I'm psychopathic for the rest of my life.
yeah,
Because you could be on psychopathic for 2 years, you could be on M&E for 2 years, a fucking strange for 2 years, or whatever, and get, because they are very three separate like fan bases now.
hmm
Even though they all are the same fan base, you got your
oh yeah,
extremists that are like, oh, this they signed this guy, I have to go check his music
oh
out.
yeah,
So
absolutely,
it's like if you can get that opened up to you, then you that's just another thing you have to take advantage of.
yeah, I agree with you one
Every
hundred
time
percent.
that you can make a fan, that's more chances of you making it. That's more chances of you blowing up. And for those artists that have already made it or blew up, you don't want to end there. You want to make the whole entire world your fan. You want to be the
Yeah,
best artist that ever lived.
Actually, Tierra Diaz and I had that same conversation in the last interview. Um, he says that he will manifest things and he'll write them down, and then after he writes down what he wants to manifest, he'll put and more.
I've never talked about this out loud before, but how many permanent artists do we know? Ouija Mac is on Psychopathic forever. Joey Cool is on Strange forever.
Well, no, that's okay. I'll correct that
What
real
what
quick.
if what if they switched labels? Do you think that would increase their
Well,
fan
no,
base?
see, I'll correct that real quick right now, because Tier and I also had this conversation in the last interview. Ouija Mac actually doesn't technically work for Psychopathic. Like there are no contracts. It's just like the Juggalo fam. You know what I mean?
Is he
Like is the
he's
Psychopathic
17?
fam. Yeah, C-17 is his shit now. Like it's a branch or like the umbrella of
Okay,
Psychopathic,
okay,
just
so
like A and R and
just
stuff like
just
that.
to like humor my idea, because that's like saying I'm Shadow Phoenix and you're Revolutionary Vision. What if he actually went to like? What if Ouija Mac ever got signed to Strange? That would open up a whole new people, like the people that are just Strange only. They'd be like, oh shoot, Ouija's gonna put out a Strange music album, and that might increase his fan base.
Yeah.
So it's like that's like a whole thing.
I think there's a lot of different things that can increase your fan base. Definitely signing with a
It's
label
like
is
you can
one
get
of
a
them.
burger from every fast food place, but you can only get a Whopper from Burger King, and you can only get a Big Mac from McDonald's. But it's like it's
Yeah, I get what you're saying, man. I like what Prof did. Um, so he works for Stop House Entertainment, but he also has other entertainment businesses that he works for too, like Rhyme Slayer and stuff like that. And the reasoning for it is like Rhyme Slayer, I think, does like the music videos where Stop House does the recording and shit like that. So he was able to get all these deals on the table for him. And he was like, all right, well, we're going to take this from this one and we'll take this from this one. And he was able to benefit all from all of these labels to his own self.
yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? And I was like, damn, that's clever as fuck. You know, and I feel like that's some shit I would try to do if I did get a record deal or something like that. But if it, you know, if it don't work out that way, then like, yeah, you know, the other way, like as a stepping stone, you know, get the fan base and then go back to doing your own thing. That is like kind of the best way to do it. And I think every music artist has that idea in their head. But sometimes you get signed by a label and things just go so good, you're like, fuck it, I'm comfortable,
Yeah,
I'm
you
staying.
become friends and you become loyal and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
So you know anything can change as far as like a plan with like your mindset of going into something like that or another company that is not your own. But you know, staying independent for the most part is important, especially when you get to the end of your career. Because I feel like if you have a family, it's important to leave something behind for them. So, you know, maybe give like a couple albums to a label
I
and
was
like do your own thing.
I was gonna say before we get too far off topic, you yourself have been on like three different labels,
Yeah,
and every time you went to a different label, opened you up to a new group of people that would have probably never heard of you if you stayed to the other label.
yeah, absolutely, man. And you know, I just a lot of you know getting to meet new people and go different places and stuff like that too. Like a lot of people become famous from you know like a co-sign from a bigger name and
You
getting
know,
their fan base or getting signed or whatever. But then you got stuff that happens like I randomly got chosen to perform at Lollapalooza and everybody just happened to think I was super fucking dope. You
yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
that's what I'm saying. So it, you do want to remain independent if you have goals of being like a really dope artist one day. Because you and me talked about this in the past. Nobody on Psychopathic will ever be better than ICP. Nobody on M&E will ever be better than Twisted. Nobody on Strange will ever be better than Tech Nine. You have to get yourself out of that umbrella and under that out of that person's shadow. So you can put the spotlight on yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta somehow get out there and let people know like you don't fucking listen to me because you listen to Tech Nine. You listen to me because I'm fucking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what like a lot of labels are actually looking for nowadays too is like somebody who has something to offer, right? Because like you could be an incredibly dope artist, but they don't know if you're gonna be that dude that you know, like I said, is turn around in 2 years and uses them as a stepping stone for their own thing. You know what I mean? So like I think a lot of the times when a label signs somebody, they're like, yeah, they have their own fan base. They have, they're already making money off of their shit. They're doing big things. You know what I mean? Without us. So if we put them on and put our money into it, we're both going to become super fucking big.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and in terms of like major record deals, um, it would be. I know there's always gonna be like desperate artists out there that would like agree to be a like label's puppet and
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like
let
that.
let Diddy do all sorts of strange things for him for contract
But
and shit. Yeah.
I'm hoping that maybe there's going to be a day where it's the labels who are getting desperate because of how prominent the independent scene is now, how important it is when you see people like Dax and Tom McDonald that are legit self-made millionaires because they've done everything themselves. All they did was put ads out on Facebook. They got the attention. People thought they were dope. They became famous and they blew up.
Yeah.
So we're getting into the realm where everybody knows it's best to be independent. So you don't have to sell your soul. But so it would be cool if these labels stopped fucking people over as hard as they do, and maybe deals would get better and more fair and 50-50, so
Mm-hmm.
that all so that they could try to make independent artists still want to be a part of their shit.
But that's the thing. They don't want that, man. They don't want that. They want the fans' money and
It,
your fucking
and
soul.
yeah, exactly. But sometimes things get changed over time and hands get forced. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that one day there will be a time where, because it's growing every single year, the independent scene will get so dominant that one day, once everybody realizes that the stuff on the radio is just garbage, maybe these labels will be crumbling and they're like, oh, we
Dude,
need to actually sign
honestly,
some
dude,
real good people.
I listen to stuff on the radio, and I often wonder to myself because like everybody's done it. Everybody's played around with AI and shit like that, and you can AI create a whole song. Like you can even do it with your own voice, which is the craziest shit.
Yes, you can literally make anything now. That's the
Right.
technology
So
that we're
I
in.
have not dug that deep into it where I've tried to use my own voice, but like I've like made some techno songs with the AI and made some funny ass shit, just some random ass shit. And so I made this like I have a wrestling company with my homie called UUW, and so we started making like songs for like events or like a theme song for the actual show. So I started using the AI, man. And I was like, I'm gonna check it out, see if it'll give me something dope. And dude, it gave me some incredibly fucking dope stuff. And then like it was the other day, I was listening to some songs that I've never heard before, and some songs on the radio, and I'm like, this is totally AI, and like I like look at it and it's like a legit song by a real person, and I'm like, it is crazy how close this sounds like to the shit I just made the other day by typing some shit into a keyboard and it just gave me a song.
I don't remember their name off the top of my head, but there's like a legit famous artist that's not even a real artist. I don't know who is the one behind the computer making it all happen,
Mm,
but the name, the image, the music is all AI.
no shit, that's crazy. Actually, I think I heard about that. Like, it was signed by Timberland, right, or somebody like that.
Well, Timbaland got the idea from the person I'm talking. It's like
Oh, okay.
Miku Hatsune, some weird name like that. She's from Japan, but literally like millions and millions of Instagram followers and all that stuff.
That is
I
crazy.
think
And this person doesn't even
I think they have
exist.
merch too, because I'm pretty sure my daughter has like backpacks or
Yeah,
something
it's gotta be a somebody at
fully
least
in.
running it.
Yeah, right. Like
An
it
AI can't manage itself like
yeah,
that.
not yet. Anyway,
Yeah.
then we're really fucked. Then that's when the horror movies come to
Well,
life.
nah, because then I'm gonna start using that shit to manage me.
Build a manager. Fuck, build a bear.
No shit. All right, man. Well, we're at the end of the episode, so
Fuck yeah.
I got one last question for you, dude, and it's would you come to Vision Fest again?
Well, you are my brother, and I truly believe that you're doing something good and you're building something awesome.
Fuck yeah.
It's kind of coincidence that 3ality makes his debut at Vision Fest 3.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, I'd always be happy to do it, especially like this year. It's close to home. Um, if it was somewhere else and I have the time and whatever to get to it, of course. And I want it to get bigger and I want it to succeed. And when if there's ever a day that the gathering doesn't exist anymore, people will come to Vision Fest.
Absolutely, man. I'm gonna try to keep it at this location next year, for Vision Fest 4.
You
Um,
guys missed out on a good one, so make sure you're here.
yeah, it was fucking super awesome. But Vision Fest 4, I'm gonna try to bring here back to the same location. But if I can't get this same location, then I will be bringing it back somewhere to at least upstate New York. It will not be in a venue. It will be outdoors like it was this year because we are not backpedaling. We are going big or we are going home. And well, we went big, so I guess now it's time to go home. But with that being said, it is the end of the episode of The Plug on Visioncast Radio. I appreciate everybody that is tuned in on YouTube. Make sure you go check out 3ality. He's got some really dope songs on all streaming platforms, so make sure you go check him out. This episode has been sponsored by Frost Kings. We are here at Vision Fest 3. If you did not make it out, you missed out. Peace.
Vision Fest!
Cause he's gonna help me with this next half of my set. Cause we are a cultic catalyst. I introduced.
NyQuil tablets, say I got some habits. When the shit kicks in, I think I'm dreaming. We are came out swinging. And this is Vision Fest! Vision Fest, motherfucker!
North for Pierre Diaz. Let's get it.
I'm taking shoulders, still frozen in place. You know I'm a coke in the state. Listen to the oldies, the old me, the oldies.